Forgers. Welcome to Black Renaissance Worldwide, episode 19, The Forge. I'm Rochelle, and if you are here right now, you are witnessing infrastructure being laid brick by brick, week by week. The Forge is where we bring the heat. Every week we step inside the fire of Black American entrepreneurship, Black-owned businesses, and the builders laying the economic foundation of this second Renaissance. The first Renaissance gave us art. This one gives us ownership. The Forge is where we hammer that vision into something we can hold, spend, invest, and pass down. Welcome to the workshop. Let's open with intention. We gather at this moment, conscious that time is a coordinate and space is a field, and that we are matter organized into meaning. We affirm that the intention behind every action in this space is directed toward the highest probable good for all conscious beings, those here, those watching, those yet to arrive. We honor the full spectrum of human experience, every identity, every expression, every lineage, every struggle, every triumph. We acknowledge that we are entangled. What we build here ripples outward through networks we cannot fully map, but we are responsible for shaping. We enter this work with coherence, with clarity, and with the understanding that a world that works for everyone is not utopia, it is engineering. Let us begin. Black Renaissance Worldwide is the global infrastructure for Black economic self-determination, the underground ecosystem. We begin as a directory. The white pages meets green book, meets marketplace, meets education, meets network, meets community. We evolve into a movement that builds grocery stores, healthcare facilities, schools, and research institutions owned by and for our communities. Every chapter, every board, every business. Connected, self-sufficient, permanent. From boycott to buyout to build worldwide. Welcome back, flagship family. You built this chair. Now we're sitting in it together. So let's get to work. So our first segment of the day, as every Forge is the book of the week. Now this one is interesting. It is amazing. Good morning. So happy to have you. Thank you for joining. Cannot believe, I have thought this for a long time, and I'm going to share it with you now. It is my current understanding, if that's the appropriate way to put it, that the universe sends signals out, just sends them out everywhere for whoever is sensitive enough to catch it, right? And then it goes to millions of people, but maybe somebody doesn't have the economics to do it. Maybe somebody doesn't have the education to do it. Maybe somebody doesn't have the wherewithal. Maybe somebody's just not interested, right? And so the universe sends out all these signals, and we all, different people catch it, and then one person takes it all the way where the universe wants it to go. And it is amazing that I am accidentally just now being invited to the party, which means I probably needed some sort of maturity, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, who knows, right? But the book of the week is exactly the vision that God gave me. It just knocks me over that I didn't connect to this energy prior to now. Perhaps it was just God giving me a little bit of life, letting me just enjoy a little bit of being here on earth before he gave me the real assignment. Whatever the case may be, I have arrived. I'm with you now. I'm synergized. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. So, the book of the week, I'm going to try to say it properly. I'm always stumbling over stuff when I come to talk to you guys, but I'm so excited. It is called Poweronomics, if I'm saying it correctly, by Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson wrote Poweronomics as a blueprint, a precise, unflinching roadmap for Black economic independence in America. Published in 1991, when I was graduating high school. Ooh, I wish I was smarter when I was younger. And still surgically relevant today. The book argues that Black Americans must move from individual achievement into collective economic power, building group wealth through ownership, reinvestment, and vertical integration within the community. Dr. Anderson does not offer comfort or celebration of incremental progress. He offers a diagnosis and a prescription delivered with the clarity of a man who has spent decades studying how power actually works. What makes Poweronomics, oh, I hope I'm saying that correctly, essential reading for every BRW community member is infrastructure thinking. Excuse me. Dr. Anderson breaks down how every other ethnic group that arrived in America with far less history, far less labor, and far less contribution built internal economies that circulate dollars within their communities before those dollars ever leave. Exactly what we're talking about here. He names the gap, traces its origin in policy and systematic exclusion, and then builds the case for what Black America must construct. Black-owned grocery stores, financial institutions, medical facilities, and schools. Is that not what we've been talking about for weeks now? Sound familiar? That is the BRW mission in book form. Dr. Anderson wrote this over 30 years ago. The movement he called for is the one we are building right now. You know, I have international friends. I've had the blessing of being able to study abroad. I've had the blessing of being able to visit a few other countries, not nearly as many as I would like and not as often as I would like just yet, but I have. And one of the things that I recognized as a Black American was how often immigrant families choose not to teach their children their native tongue, making their only and their first language English. And I realized that Black people have been doing the exact same thing, not with language, but with finance. We got to get it together, y'all. We got to get it together, y'all. We need to implant from the very beginning, at the very beginning with our children, who we are, what we're trying to do collectively, and how to maintain it and protect it. And I realized that we are not teaching our children the proper language. We're allowing them to simply follow American English. Just an observation. Okay, now here's an excerpt from his book. Powerlessness is not a state of mind. It is a state of economic condition. Black Americans will remain powerless as long as they fail to develop and control an internal economy. Power comes from ownership. Ownership comes from investment. Investment comes from discipline, group cooperation, and a willingness to sacrifice individual comfort for the collective gain. I've got an excerpt for you. Here we go.
This is an excerpt from the book Poweronomics. This is an excerpt from the book Poweronomics by Dr. Claude Anderson. There is no wealth potential in public housing, food stamps, petty crime, drug use, or teenage pregnancy. There is no wealth potential in a job. It is the owner and producer of the job who have the wealth potential. We need activities and mechanisms that produce wealth for Black people in their communities. When a group or community begins to acquire resources and manage them for the economic benefit of the group, they have created an economy, a mechanism to produce income, wealth, jobs, and business opportunities. It is important that we understand this concept of an economy. This is an excerpt from the book Poweronomics by Dr. Claude Anderson.
Okay, y'all.
There is no wealth potential in public housing.
Awesome. I was saying hello to some people who are jumping in to join us this morning. All right, so our next segment of the show is the Creator of the Week. And this week we are highlighting Professor Black Truth. Did not know he existed until this week. When I'm presenting this stuff, it's new to me too. It's amazing how much we do everywhere all the time. Professor Black Truth built one of the most fearless, independent media platforms in Black digital space, using long-form YouTube content to deliver unapologetic, research-driven education on Black history, African civilizations, global politics, and the economic systems that shape Black life worldwide. His channel pulls no punches and makes no apologies. He speaks directly to Black people about Black people with a depth and consistency that mainstream media has never offered and never will. Episode after episode, he shows up with receipts, with content, and with the kind of clarity that turns passive viewers into active thinkers. Thank you so much for joining us. I see you jumping in. What makes Professor Black Truth essential to the BRW community is his commitment to economic and political conscientiousness as a daily practice. He connects ancient African history to present-day Black economic conditions, showing his audience that the struggle for self-determination is not new, and neither is the blueprint for winning it. He built his platform independently, without corporate backing or mainstream validation, and grew it through the trust and loyalty of a community hungry for truth, just like you. For BRW, he represents exactly the kind of Black creator worth celebrating, subscribing to, and amplifying. A man who took his knowledge and his voice and built an institution of Black conscientiousness from the ground up. I've got an excerpt for that. Here we go.
Would you mind defining woke? Because it's come up a couple times and I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
So, I mean, woke is sort of the idea that this is going to be one of those moments that goes viral. I mean, woke is something that's very hard to define, and we've spent an entire chapter defining it. It is sort of the understanding that we need to totally reimagine and redo society in order to create hierarchies of oppression. It's hard to explain in a 15-second soundbite.
Yeah, look, your time. Would you?
It's not. Wokeness is awareness. Wokeness is not just being aware that you are here on Earth, that others are here on Earth, and that we all serve purpose, and that we all deserve honor, no matter our personal opinions or emotions or religion under those circumstances. But anyway, she seemed to have a big problem with that. Okay. But that's the kind of content that this gentleman, wait a minute, let me say his name specifically, Professor Black Truth, brings to the world. So go check him out. All right. Our next segment is a new segment that we added last week, or maybe the week before, I can't remember. But it is Inventor of the Week. And this week, I have to admit, I was so, I feel foolish when I learn about all the things that we've done. And there's so many more people that I still don't know anything about. I know so many, but there's still so many more. I did not know that this man existed. His name is Granville T. Woods, and he was deemed the Black Edison during that time period. Let's talk about him. Granville T. Woods stands as one of the most consequential inventors in American industrial history. And the fact that most Americans cannot name him tells you everything you need to know about how this country documents or doesn't document Black genius. Born in Columbus, Ohio, In 1856, Woods received little formal education but taught himself electrical engineering through relentless self study and hands on work in machine shops and on railroads. By his 30s, he held patents that the largest corporations in the country, including Thomas Edison's own company, went to court to claim as their own. Woods won twice, and the man Edison's lawyers tried to absorb became known with full historical justification as the Black Edison. That's how he got his name, by people trying to steal his stuff. His most transformative invention was the synchronous multiplex railroad telegraph, patented in 1887, which allowed moving trains to communicate with stations and with one another in real time. You understand that we invented the internet as well, right? We're always trying to communicate. Always. Anyway, it blew me away when I learned this. Before Woods, trains had no reliable way to know where other trains were on the same track. Collisions were common, deadly, and listen to this, y'all, you're gonna fall out. Considered an acceptable cost of industrial progress. Why do y'all do things that way? Why do you do things in the most negative way possible? Okay. Woods made that cost unacceptable by solving the problem. His system became the foundation of modern rail safety communication that we are still using today. Beyond the railroad telegraph, his 60-plus patents covered electric motors, an improved telephone transmitter, an egg incubator, and advances in electrical systems that powered the infrastructure of the 20th century. Granville T. Woods did not tinker at the edges of American industry. He reshaped it. And he did it as a black man in the post-Reconstruction era, fighting patent thieves, racial exclusion, and institutional erasure every step of the way. Oh, Lord. Make it make sense. I've got an excerpt for that too. Here we go. All right, y'all. Here we go.
Ever heard of the Black Edison? Meet Granville T. Woods, the ingenious inventor who held over 60 patents and revolutionized the railroad and electrical industries. Born in 1856, Granville faced racial barriers head-on, pursuing his passion for engineering and innovation despite the odds. His groundbreaking inventions, such as the multiplex telegraph, which allowed train conductors to communicate instantly with stations, drastically improved train safety and efficiency. He also developed essential electrical devices that laid the groundwork for modern electrical systems. Wood's relentless pursuit of knowledge and his ability to transform ideas into life-changing inventions earned him a place among America's greatest inventors. His legacy continues to inspire, reminding us that brilliance knows no color. Ever heard of the Black Edison? Meet
Thank you for hanging out. All right, so our last segment for today's show is The Forge, the highlighted business of the week. And this week, we are bringing you Harlem Capital Partners. And I keep bringing this up because I want for all of you entrepreneurs out there, listen to me very carefully. Do your craft. Be the artist that you are. Hairdresser, caregivers, the people that take care of the little people. Whatever it is that your passion is, that you are creating a space for yourself for, don't forget, put it in a trust and ensure the trust, and we will connect with you as we build, and you'll be pulled into the fold so we all have protection. Make sense? Go read about it. Go research it. I'm telling you. Okay. So Harlem I'm saying all of that to say that I keep showing you places to go find capital so that you can get your idea off the ground. You see what I'm saying? Or at least keep it moving. I'm in the same position as you. We're only 7 weeks in. This is my 7th week doing this. And even though I haven't had anybody live yet, and I don't have my directory and my website up yet, I have been making phone calls. I have been making friends. I have been finding people that are here to help and to mentor. And I'm encouraging you all to do the same. Okay, so Harlem Capital Partners launched in 2016 with a mission as clear as it is necessary. Invest in 1,000 diverse founders over 20 years. Co-founded by Henry Pierre Jacques and Jared Tingle, 2 black men who met at Harvard Business School and refused to accept the venture capital industry's historic exclusion of black and Latino entrepreneurs. Harlem Capital built a firm that centers diverse founders, women, black entrepreneurs, Latino founders, and underrepresented builders as a core investment thesis, not as a side commitment. The firm operates out of New York and has grown from a scrappy emerging manager into a recognized institutional force with multiple funds and a portfolio of over 50 companies. What Harlem Capital represents for the BRW community is proof of the model. They demonstrated that a black founded venture firm built with intentionality and rigor can raise institutional capital, attract top tier deal flow, and generate returns, all while changing who gets funded in America. Their annual diversity report holds the industry accountable with data naming the gaps and tracing progress year over year. For every black entrepreneur sitting on a business plan, talking to you, baby, wondering if capital will ever find them, Harlem Capital Partners is building the infrastructure to make sure it does. They are not waiting for the old system to change. They are constructing a new one. I've got a segment for that as well. We're flowing today, y'all. Here we go.
If you're thinking about building a business, there's never a right time.
Okay. I almost made it the full show without it playing by itself in the background. I'm getting better and getting better. Here we go.
We're on the cusp of a consumer renaissance.
Consumer renaissance is strong. That's a strong word. Is there like an example?
Yeah. In a lot of ways, the landscape is being reimagined, right? So if you think about the different eras of technology, I think technology has existed as a tool that democratized access. When you think about the first era of tech solving therapeutic needs, it largely looked like a phone book, just put online, where you had marketplaces that sought to broker a connection between a patient and a therapist. Today, you can start to play around with AI therapists. I'm going through a crisis of some sort. I need support. It's 3 a.m. How do I kind of solve for that? And technology can show up in very different ways than has been the case previously. We're on the cusp of a consumer renaissance.
Consumer renaissance is strong. That's a strong.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so that brings us towards the end of our show, but I do have a PSA today. The Forge builds things that last, and so do you. Every tool you sharpen here, every name you learn, every dollar you redirect, that is a seed. You release it into your household, your neighborhood, your network, and your community. You may never see every place it lands. You may never know whose life shifts because you shared a book, mentioned a name, or supported a black business this week. The dandelion does not chase the wind. It simply releases, and the wind does the rest. And so do you. All right, this is Black Renaissance Worldwide. We love you. We are building with you, and we will see you back at next week's Forge. I've got a segment for this. Here we go. I thought this was really cute. It's just another little hello today's show. All right, here we go. I just thought that was so cute. Anyway, let's go bring it all to a close. So let's finish our closing affirmation. What we have shared here has entered the record. Not merely digital, but neural, social, and ancestral. The connections made, the knowledge transferred, the capital circulated. These are not ethereal, they are structural. We release this session with gratitude for the attention, the labor, and the trust invested by everyone present. We carry forward the understanding that our individual thriving is bounded to our collective thriving, biologically, economically, and spiritually. We affirm that the world we are building is one where dignity is non-negotiable, where resources flow equitably, and where every voice that has been suppressed finds amplification. This is not the end. This is a node in a network that continues. Go build, go connect, go belong, and we return when the coordinates align. All right, guys, call to action, builders, before we go. Here is how you stay plugged in and stay connected to everything BRW is doing. Please, by all means, I've got my email address here and I've got my YouTube right here. Please go subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Every week is featured on YouTube the week after. So if you miss an episode, you're welcome to go watch the full episode. When I have the capability to do shorts, I do shorts. I was trying to find a secondary way to create shorts because TikTok only gives you like 3 hours for a month. I eat those up in the first 2 episodes. It did not work out like I wanted it to. I tried to use something called Choppy. Oh, just a hot mess. So I'm still working out how to get my shorts out, but by all means, please feel free to come and subscribe. Now, in terms of the email, if you would like to be put on the list so that when the website goes up, I can alert you, by all means, please send me your email and just put in the subject line, I'm in, and I'll know to put you on the list. Of course, you can always join me every week here 3 times a week. We have live shows. Wednesday is The Forge at 10 a.m., what we've just enjoyed today. Saturday is The Marketplace at 10:30 a.m. And Sunday is The Sanctuary at 11, all Eastern Standard Time. This is BRW Live. We are building permanent infrastructure for Black economic self-determination, and you're a part of it. From boycott to buyout to build worldwide. I am Rochelle. This is Black Renaissance Worldwide. And remember, leave the world better than it was when you woke up. You'll thank yourself. Universal love, y'all. And I will see you again on Saturday, August 1st at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mwah! Love you guys.